Hey guys, welcome back to video number 3. This one we left the video on 2 where I was I believe importing the graphics and get the spaceship on the screen. I've been busy actually working on the game, which is going to ultimately end up on a cell phone, and I've also upgraded to ClickTeam Fusion 2.5 developer now. Just going to make life easier in the future. I've got the Android exporter because like I said, the game is probably going to end up on Google Play. So let's just go ahead and load up ClickTeam Fusion 2.5. I do believe the source code, wait till it gets going first. Okay. I've got some source code. I started doing a video 3. I got interrupted, so I ended up saving the source code out. So I'll try to bring you up to speed on that. How we left it, I purely got you importing the asteroid graphics and put a spaceship on the screen, and then we could move the spaceship around. Well, we could rotate the spaceship, we could move it up, and that's all. I've since with the source code I have added a lot more. I did a recording of this 20 odd minutes to find out that the audio wasn't recording, so I'm pretty much starting again, so it's sort of going to be cheating a little bit here. I've got the event editor open, and you can see, I'll talk you through it. It's fairly straightforward. I don't really need to delete it all and start it all again, because clearly if you want to go down this avenue of learning how to program, a lot of this stuff is basic. Excuse the pun. So anyway, on the first line, I'm basically saying I want this to always happen. Originally I had it set so it was start a frame like that, and wondered why it wasn't working, and it's because it did it once, and then every time it looped around the frame had already started, so it wasn't doing it again. So I replaced that to always, which is in the special commands, always. So always generate a number between 1 and 4, as you can see, number between 1 and 4, and it will store the value in the global variable meteor start side. Now I've got 1 to 4 because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. So I'm picking a random number. I am then storing that number in here in the meteor start side. Now whilst I'm asking if the A key is pressed, I'm setting the angle of the ship to the current angle of the ship. So I'm basically saying set the angle to the angle of the current, of the spaceship at the moment, plus the rotation speed. Again, you can see here in a global variable the rotation speed of 3. The reason I have it in a global variable is so that if I want to speed up the rotation speed, I can change that one value rather than going into each individual line and then going on the right click, go and edit, and changing all the values in there. So I can basically make it rotate really slow. Watch. Really slow. Or if I have it at 7, which is faster, it goes all the way around. So let's leave that as 3. I don't want to start that yet because you'll see the extra code, which anyway. So if it's A, which if you look on the keyboard is to the left of the S, so if it's A, I want to rotate towards, anti-clockwise. D, why is that doing that the other way around? That's weird. Oh no, Yeah, so I'm basically saying, okay, say the angle is 100. So if I press D, I want it to go clockwise, I do believe. Yeah, clockwise. So I'm basically saying if I press A, I'm setting the angle to the current angle of the spaceship plus the root. That doesn't make sense. Why is that doing that? Set the angle to the angle of the ship plus the rotation speed. So if the angle of the ship is 100, and say the angle of the ship is 100, I'm then adding 3, which makes it 103. So why when I press left does it go left with the plus sign? Anyway, we'll cross that bridge later on. So I'm checking for A and D, left and right. You can try it on yours, see what happens. But theoretically, if you press, that should actually be a negative. Let me delete that. Okay, I want to basically set the angle. Where's it gone? Scale. Set the angle to the current angle. So I want to get the angle of the spaceship, and left A should be subtract a global value of rotation speed, so it should be like that. And I want to do a maximum speed or maximum quality, just do maximum speed for 0, it's already in there. So that's negative. Let's delete this one. Okay, so we're going to basically set the angle based on the current angle, but now I'm pressing D, which is right, so on a plus, and go to global value, rotation speed, okay, maximum speed it's on 0. Okay, now for now, I'm gonna ignore me. I'm just gonna inactivate all this just so it doesn't run. I want to see what happens. Okay, so I'm pressing D, and it's going counterclockwise. I'm pressing A, and it's going clockwise. Why? Why? Set angle to the angle of the ship. Oh, yeah. So if the angle, yeah, duh. So I'm basically saying, right, angle is going to be set to the current angle of the ship less the rotation speed. So if the angle is 100, it's now going to set the angle of the ship to 100 less 3, which is 97, which means it rotates the other way around. Yeah. Oh, stupid me. Well, I told you on video 1, I'm only learning. So let's tweak these around. That's why that's doing that. So plus, edit. And I bet a load of you were looking at that video going, why are you doing that? And you knew about 5 minutes ago, but obviously I didn't. But hey, if you know more than me, why are you watching this video? So let's reactivate these lines. So activate. Okay, so while it's pressing A, it's taking the angle, adding 3, going round, blah blah blah. Okay, line 4. Upon pressing escape, is I want to end the application. That's just convenience, because once an application is running, the only way to exit out of it is press Alt and F4. Or the X at top right hand corner, but if you've gone full screen you don't have an X. So get it in there at the beginning, you press the escape key, and the application. Now the easy way to do that, I'll use a new condition down here to give an example, but it would be up here. If you right click on new condition, you go to the keyboard, you go upon pressing a key, what key, press escape, there it appears as you can see. So okay, this bit is basically saying if the meteor is out of the play area. The reason I'm doing that is because when you are running the application, every time you create an object, it generates memory, it uses memory. What's the point of having the meteor stored in memory if it's gone outside the play area? So I'm basically saying, okay, if the meteor or asteroid is out of the play area, then I want you to destroy it. So it gives a bit of memory back. I also added this line in. I'm losing my voice for some reason. I added this line in. If the collision between the spaceship and the asteroid happens, I'm going to end the application. That's just for testing purposes. Now, what I'm doing here, I'll put this in a nice new separate group so I can close that down or open it. The way to create the groups is if you go to the particular, you go to the number, you right click, you go insert, you say a group of events, and then you can put in this is a new group, and anything you put in there can be closed down. So it's like let me see, end of pause, whatever, joystick, read joystick state, is it that direction? Okay, they're all there. If I now double click this one, they'll shrink, they'll go, they'll hide. It's just tidier. So we'll delete that, which obviously deletes all that other rubbish I put in there as well, so be careful with that. So I'm basically saying here, okay, every 2 seconds, if the meteor start side is 1, now remembering from this point you got 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Every 2 seconds, if the meteor start side equals 1, I'm then going to create a meteor at just on the borderline there, just on the edge. I've then created it. I'm going to set the direction to or towards the right because it's coming in from the left, and I'm going to start its movement. Now the reason I've done that is because if you look at the meteor itself, let's just shrink this down. There's the meteor. It's set at a bouncing ball. It has no directions to start with, and I've unchecked moving at the start. I also set the speed at 20 just to go a little bit slower. So from the event editor, I'm like, okay, I want to create a meteor here. I want to set the direction going towards the right, and I want to tell it to start. And I've done that on each of the, 1 is on the left, it's going to go to the right. 2 is at the top, it's going to head down. 3 is on the right, it's going to head left. 4 is on the bottom, it's going to head upwards. You can go into these, you can edit them, set direction, give it any, an extra direction if you want, but I think that's too wide a band. So that basically now is set so that, go through it again, at the beginning, every time it hits, always pick a random number between 1 and 4. If the A key is pressed, you're going to rotate the ship counterclockwise. If the D key is pressed, you're going to rotate the ship clockwise. If I've hit escape, I'm going to end the application. If the meteor is out of the play area, then we're going to destroy it to save memory. If there's a collision between the spaceship and the asteroid, we're going to end the application. This little section here is just purely to create the meteorites. So every 2 seconds, if the meteor start side, which is number 1 on the left, we're going to create a meteor. We're going to say we want you to only head in the right direction, and then start. Every 2 seconds again, check whether the meteor side is 2, create a meteor, set the direction downwards because 2 is at the top. 2 seconds, meteor start side 3, create, set the direction heading towards the left because number 3 is over on the right. Every 2 seconds, meteor start side 4, which is the bottom, create, set the direction heading upwards. So basically if I now hit run, I'm going to run the application, the meteor appears coming in, I can still rotate, and if any of those meteors randomly head towards me and hit me, the application ends. So that's pretty much how you can randomly create a meteor appearing around the play area every 2 seconds. These can be changed. Position they start, the direction they go. We can change things as well, like the movement. We can have the speed. You know, all this can be. We'll cross all this bridge later on, but lots of things can be tweaked. Like I said, at the moment, hopefully this will record, but at the moment I am writing the Asteroid game on my for my Android, because I've got the Android exporter. As you can see, we've got the main menu. This is all debugging, testing purposes, because it actually plays music. You can choose a level difficulty, 1, 2 or 3. Hit start, or you can hit quit. The main game level, I've got the touch buttons on the screen, and I've also, for debugging purposes, I can use the keyboard as well. Graphics need a bit, they need to be tweaked and changed, but it's just a work in progress. So if I want to go ahead and actually run the application, you'll see what's going on. Yeah, I've got a little, again, it may seem cheesy to some, but it's just stuff I'm trying to do to work out. You know, I hit level 1, level 2 or level 3. Now I've got this set so that if the higher the number, the quicker the asteroids come out. So, you know, from this point, this particular application is using 34 megabytes. It's got 149 objects, which is all these stars. So you click start, there's only 35 objects. I've got a spaceship, which basically is what we're aiming to do. Meteors start appearing. I'm invulnerable at the moment. There we go. So no shield now. And I press fire, and I shoot the meteors, and I get score. Yay! Points, money, ding ding. So this is basically how this is gonna end up. And if I crash, I blow up. But I don't blow up while I'm invulnerable. So, but yeah, that's the ultimate goal as to what's going to be going on. So let's escape out of that. You can see from all my events, I've got all my nice grouping. Start game. You know, start a frame. All those meteors, they don't need to be there to start with. They can be destroyed. Creating all the different meteors because I've got different colours. Collisions. There's a lot in here, and that's just from the main level of the game. The main menu, you know, starts the frame, Starfield. Are we quitting? Which tune do we want? If I run this, and this is probably going to interfere with the music I've got recording that you're listening to, but yeah, got a bit of music there. That's some music that one of my friends started doing, but I'll end up lowering the volume on that so it doesn't deafen you. So yeah, pretty much that's what I'm doing at the moment. I think we'll wrap it up. That was video number 3. There will be a video number 4, but as you can clearly see, I'm doing the game at the same time, so there may be a slight delay before video 4 comes out. I'll think about what I'm actually going to be doing for video 4. But other than that though, I'll let you go. I hope you have an enjoyable rest of your day, evening, whatever time zone you're in. Just peace out, be happy, and give the ones you love a big hug.